So we're filming our birth story, and we got halfway through, and my phone did something and got rid of the whole thing, all the footage. So that's where we're at right now. But what's that? It's us. The whole film is here. We're back. This is our baby, Maceo O'Neal Sanders. Maceo. Born 6 pounds, 9 ounces.
6'9".
And February 21st at 1:25 in the morning.
1:25.
My hype man.
Spooky hours.
Yes. So we call him our little chunky butt. He's just such a perfect angel baby. And yeah, our birth, as you guys know, it wasn't the easiest, but he is just so special. It just makes up for it. So yeah,
He's the best.
Yeah, he'll be 6 weeks old, 6 weeks postpartum in a couple days, and it's just been the best time ever. Yeah, I'm just so excited to spend the rest of my life with him. Oh my goodness. He's so much better than I could have imagined, and he's so good. He was being so good the whole time we've been filming, so oh my god, I'm sorry, bro. He might get a little fussy for this one. No! Oh, it's pat. He might want it now. He might want it now. Is he spitting up still? Okay, so we're gonna start over. So born February 21st, and but it started on the 20th. Sunday morning, we woke up at like 8 or 9. Oops! No! Look at those feet. He's just a little tired now. That's okay. Okay, so February 20th was a Sunday, right? So yeah, I was 39 weeks in one day at this point. No, I was 39 weeks on the dot on that Sunday. And we woke up at like 8 or 9. And it was normal. The pain didn't wake me up just a few minutes after I woke up. It just started crazy. It was just like I got thrown into it, the contractions. And you wonder, what the contractions are going to feel like, but you'll know for sure. It was so painful. I could not walk through them or talk through them or anything like that. Yeah, it was hard. And they were like 2 to 3 minutes apart right off the bat. So that was one of the hardest parts, I think, just not really feeling like I was catching a break. It was just like this super consistent pain, and
it was very new.
Yeah, it was new. It was hard. It's like, yeah, what they described, like just like the worst period cramps of your whole life. Horrible. So yeah, like I see, you watched all these vlogs, these birth vlogs, and women be like doing their makeup while they're having contractions. I'm like, no, like I couldn't even think to pick up my phone to film or anything like that. I was just trying my very best to shower. I really wanted to shower. I wanted to just get my bag was already packed, thank God. Make sure you have your bag packed, okay? Because you just never know how it's gonna go down. So we just were trying to get all of our stuff. And I live in Issaquah, Washington, but I was doing my prenatal appointments in Seattle, downtown. And I was planning on giving birth there too. Oh, Chucks. But once the pain hit, I was like, I can't be in the car any longer than I need to be. So Swedish, where I give birth, has a location in Seattle and Issaquah. So we just decided to go to the one in Issaquah, and yeah, we just tried to make it there as fast as we could. And once we got there, only because of COVID, only 2 people can go. So I rode with him and my twin sister. My parents followed us. Yeah. So only we could go in. So just 2 people with me. So him and my sister. They're the people that I chose, and my parents just kind of stayed home, just standing by, waiting for updates. And yeah, but they checked me, and I was only 2 to 3 centimeters, so it was kind of weird because the pain was so strong and my contractions were really close together. And a couple days before, I had just gotten a membrane sweep, so I think that's kind of what it was. It really got things going.
Yeah, it really spread thick.
Yeah, like after, it wasn't even 48 hours after the sweep and I went into labor. So yeah, that definitely got things going. And so that was just weird. They were so close together. So, and then I also had pretty high blood pressure when I got there. So they decided to admit me because of that. I hadn't had, my blood pressure was normal my whole pregnancy. So that was a little bit concerning. So they decided to keep me there. And before I could get any medicine or into my room, I was dealing with, like, I had you get the runs when you go, it's TMI, but you get the runs when you go into labor, and I was vomiting too, and it was just, I felt like a mess, and just dealing with the pain at the same time.
Support.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was kind of miserable in the very beginning, but once we got our room, I got a shot of morphine, and just got situated, our blankets, pillows, got in a comfortable bed, and things were they were much better at that point, and we just got set up, and they got some food.
Right.
And yeah, we just started laboring. We'll insert some clips here.
My body is soft. My body is prepared.
And it wasn't going too bad. It was a nice day. We were doing it, and we felt strong. We were listening to birth affirmations on YouTube and stuff. And yeah, how are you feeling at this point, Ko?
I was starting to realize how long we've been there. Yeah.
We were there all day. Laboring positively, though.
Yeah,
it was an easy labor
smooth,
once
like,
I got medicine. And
we made a couple decisions that, like,
you keep trying to throw that in there. You can't wait.
Cause like, we to this day felt like those two things, you know, led to us having to.
Yeah, it just changed really fast. So we had a nice day. Things were going really well. And, well, we thought they were, but once I got there, like I said, I was 2 to 3 centimeters. And by, like, the evening time, I was stuck at 4 centimeters for a long time. 4 centimeters dilated. So that was a little bit concerning, or just a little bit like, okay, what do you want to do now? Like, do you want to try to speed things up? So my water hadn't broken yet, so they decided that they wanted to break my water. And that is when we learned. What did we learn at that point, Boo?
He pooped in his fluid in his sac. So
before he was born, he pooped.
He pooped in the womb, which is terrible. It'll be bad if he was to swallow or eat it, you know.
Yeah.
It's bad for his system. He couldn't.
Or I think it's bad if he gets it in his lungs, like if he breathes it in, because they breathe in there. So that was the concern. And they can tell, because when your water breaks, it should be like clear, maybe yellowish, maybe, but it was brownish. So that's how they know that he let it rip in there before it was time.
They said it was hard to use. That stuff's hard to get off your baby's skin and all type of stuff.
The main concern is them breathing it in, getting it in their lungs. So yeah, I had read about that before, but I just did not think that was going to happen to me. You never think, just don't think anything about your labor. Like, you're just not going to know. Just go into it with a positive attitude and just pray for healthy mom and healthy baby. That's kind of all you can do. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen to me, and it totally did. He pooped in there, and that kind of changed things, because you know, first time moms, the labor, I think the average time is like 18 to 24 hours. So I was expecting it to take a while. So I wasn't really tripping about that. But once they said that, I was like, all right, we kind of got to get him out of there. So normally breaking your water speeds things up, but it didn't for me. So we were still at 4 centimeters after they checked after a few hours. That was one of those decisions that he was talking about that was kind of hard to make. We had to go on, I had to get Pitocin to try to speed up the contractions to get him out. And that was, I had some hesitancy. I was just nervous about that. Just because I heard that the pain was going to get worse, and I was just a little bit nervous. I hadn't got my epidural yet, so I was just like, okay, so if we do this, if it gets bad, the epidural's going to be on deck, right? So they promised me that, and so we did it, and that's when things kind of got real hectic at that point. So after the Pitocin, we noticed that at the next check, when they were checking me, we noticed that his heart rate, the normal heart rate is like 120 to 130. But his, at this point, at the next check, had dropped to around 50. So at first, I didn't think anything of it. I was, because those monitors can be really finicky. So I was just kind of like, oh, you know, just check again. And they did one of those monitors that goes up and attaches to the top of his head.
More direct test.
Yeah, and it dropped twice again. So at that point, you want to talk about what happened?
Well, that's when the night turned scary. Yeah. They started to tell her that they wanted to do the emergency C-section. So that's, I always expect that unexpected to be a possibility. Like, we didn't expect a C-section.
I didn't even
at all.
consider
Like,
it. Yeah.
We feared that. We were like, we don't want that if it's a choice, you know.
Like, while I was pregnant, I thought about it once or twice, but I didn't think that was actually going to happen at all.
Yeah, so the dog, I forgot her name, I'm sorry.
I don't know her name, yeah.
She said it so casually. She was like, okay, we're gonna, you know.
Well, she was very serious, I could tell. She was like, all right, we're not doing this. We need to, you're going to have a C-section. We have to go right now. And a bunch of nurses just started coming in. It was like a movie.
Like nine nurses. All you see was ladies in scrubs running in, unhooking stuff, moving stuff around, telling each other like, we need this, stat. I'm like, okay, everything was just.
It got
smooth.
real got crazy so fast, and I left my body. It was out of body experience. I couldn't fight. It wasn't a conversation that was going to be had. It was just, they were just telling me this is going to happen. You need to just kind of get ready for it. And I just silently cried and stared at him, and I just didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to be okay, but most importantly, if he was going to be okay. It was just a really scary moment for us, but it got worse because usually with C-sections, chunky chunks. Usually with C-sections, your partner can be in the room with you, and you can be awake still and still see your baby be born. But for us, they said, you're gonna go all the way under anesthesia, and your partner
couldn't be there.
Can't be with you. So
they left me in the room by myself.
It was so fast. We didn't have a chance to be like, I love you so much. Are you gonna be okay?
So
It was
we were rolling her out of the room, and like
that's as we were leaving the room.
Hands over there and stuff, and they was like, keep your hands inside of the bed or whatever. I was like, damn. So I'm gonna just follow. So then one of the nurses stopped me. They was like, we're gonna just take her. We're gonna come back and get you if she doesn't go under. I was like, so I'm just supposed to stay here? Everybody left, and they left the lights off in the room and everything. I'm just in this dark room, like, bro.
All I heard, he just said, I heard him say, I love you. When we were rounding the corner, leaving the room, I was able to tell him I loved him too. His voice broke and he was,
I didn't know what to do. Yeah, I was just like, crap.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and I'm just in this room waiting on answers. Like,
yeah, they left him in there. And I was so sad to hear that. I was so sad. And for me, after we left him, I was just, like I said, just laying there, I don't even know what I was thinking. All I know is I felt like I was like, it just didn't feel real. I felt like I was out of my body. I was just crying, just looking at it was really bright lights. I was just looking at the lights and just trying to stay. I wanted everybody to stay alive. That's all I could think. And everybody was just moving. It was stressful. Everybody was moving really fast around me, trying to get me prepped, get me on the table. I had, we missed a part of the story. I had gotten the epidural after I got the Pitocin. So I did get the epidural. That was painful. I don't know what she had going on back there, but getting the epidural was painful.
That was a process to watch.
Yeah, and some nurse came in and was like messing with my monitors and stuff while I was getting it. And I get it that she sees it happen all the time, and she knows that whatever, but it made me really nervous. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be moving right now, and you're messing with me and all my... So that was a weird experience. So yeah, I was already numb by the time that his heart rate dropped and everything. So when they were getting me prepped for surgery, I couldn't get myself onto the table at all. So they had to, and I'm a heavy girl, so they had to have a few people get me onto the operating table, and they noticed that I was in real distress, just crying, just shaking uncontrollably, and there were some really nice nurses there that were trying to calm me down and just telling me, you're gonna be okay, you just need to get your baby out, everything's gonna be okay. And at that point they needed to shave the area, so they had an electric razor shaving down there, and then somebody told me, you're gonna feel warm in a second. This is the anesthesia. So they gave me something. My veins or something started to feel really hot. I could hear nurses arguing, and then before I went under, the main doctor, she told me that your baby's heart rate is normal. So it went back to normal, but she said, we're still gonna get him out. So, I know, he does that a lot. He's insane. So yeah, I was out after I felt warm. I was out. You know how it is with anesthesia. You're there 1 second, and then you wake up, and then I had a baby at that point. So that was, he can take over at this point. So I don't know what happened.
I missed all of her, operation. I'm in the room. All I could do was FaceTime my family and pray with them, and express my feelings, and can't help but cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. I went to the nurse's station a couple times, like, is she okay? Cause bro, nobody came back for the longest. But I say it was 30 minutes or so. A nurse, I heard crying, and I was like, oh my God, I'm hearing babies crying and stuff, man. I don't know what to, I don't know. I was out of it. And a nurse came down the hall with this baby wrapped up. I couldn't see his face or nothing. I didn't know if she was coming to my room or whatever. I stood in the doorway the whole time. I did not leave the doorway.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, she brought the baby to the room, and she was like, here's your baby. And when she handed him to me, I was just like, oh my God.
I'm like, oh, just hearing it. I missed it. I'm so sad about that.
It was unreal. I was like, oh, I missed the whole. one of the nurses gave me coffee to kind of, take my mind off things, and I took the coffee.
While he was waiting.
Yeah, while I was waiting on her, while she was, having a C-section or whatever. So when I got him, I was like jittery and just, I was already overwhelmed and stressed. So it's like when I got him, I was like, I don't know how to feel. I'm just grateful. Like, I'm looking you in your eyes, like you're out here, like you're here. Like, wow. Now where your mom at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Then I gotta make sure I'm okay. Yeah. And I just woke up and I'm so glad he took videos.
Here is the little sweetheart. Let's get him like this. Maybe he will start.
Because I have no idea. I don't remember anything until I remember us getting into the postpartum room.
Oh, you can't laugh after a C-section.
No, you learn just how much you.
That's terrible.
And getting settled into there, kind of, but it's really spotty until the second day, really, is when I was kind of waking up. But my whole hospital visit is really, really kind of a blur for me. But so that's kind of something I'm working through. That was sad for me. I was waiting for that moment of pushing him out and seeing his first breath, seeing him enter the world. And I missed that, and I'm so grateful that he's healthy. But that was something that was really, really, and still is really difficult for me.
the way everything happened is sucked. Like,
It sucked.
honestly,
It sucked.
don't,
When you
like,
expect something else,
Yeah.
it just wasn't. It wasn't cool.
it, like,
You don't want to miss it, you know. What are you gonna say, Boo?
Like I said before, like expected, unexpected, anything is a possibility. Like, don't say it won't happen to you. Don't say nothing won't happen to you. Like, just stay positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And keep your head up. Those affirmations work. You know what I'm saying?
That was just
Yeah. Like,
it's
oh my
great.
God.
Yeah, I just hate that I missed it. I didn't hear the first cry. I didn't see him. I just missed it. But I do have videos, and I'm so grateful for that because I was the first person to do skin to skin with him, and the surgery wasn't very long. He's yawning. The surgery wasn't very long. Like he said, it was only like half an hour. So mentally, I wasn't all the way there just because I was waking up from the drugs. But physically, I was able to be there for him not too long after he was born. And yeah, I was the first person to do skin to skin with him. And he breastfed right away. And yeah, it was just, I know that the visit was a magical time. I can say that. The next couple days, the nurses were so nice. Recovery has been its own thing. Like I said, we weren't expecting this. I didn't know about C-section recovery. I'm still learning about it. I still have unexpected things that I have to call the nurses about, or different things like that. But yeah, the stomach pain and it's crazy. I still, every day I'm kind of like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, now we're just trying to navigate this new life, but it's so much better than I ever thought it could be, or would be. I want to have more. I would tell him when I was pregnant, what was I saying?
Oh my God, yeah. So when she was pregnant, like, I gotta understand, she hated it. Like,
It was very uncomfortable for me.
She was not having fun. She was not a happy camper. So one day she was like, I don't know if it was early in the morning or what, she was over it. She was like, remind me, I'm never doing this again. ever. I'm never getting pregnant again. Forget it. I don't care. Well, like, she said she didn't know he was gonna look like this.
He's so much better than I could have imagined. And it's, you know, the word people say it's rewarding, and it is. Seeing him smile for the first time, he laughed in his sleep the other night. And we'll go into more detail about just some of the things we've been dealing with, like breastfeeding. So much harder than I thought it would be. Dealing with fatigue is something that you have to, it's a learning curve.
Fatigue is heavy. Like,
You'll be very, very tired in the beginning.
You're gonna be
Drained, nodding off, and it's dangerous. But you get used to it, and he doesn't wake up as easily or as often.
Yeah, as time goes by, he starts to, he's starting to sleep more. So we can get our hours in throughout the night.
We're getting into a groove. It's definitely getting very fun.
No interruptions, just less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
These days he wakes up around 4 in the and then he'll sleep until 8 or 9. Then we start our day.
He used to wake up at 3, at 1, 3, 5, 6:30.
Yeah, because in the beginning you have to wake them up every 2 to 3 hours to get them back past their birth weight. So that was crazy. But we did it, and he's as of 2 weeks ago, you're okay. As of 2 weeks ago, he was 8 pounds. 8 pounds on the dot. So I'm curious as to how much he weighs now, but he's starting to look more and more like a kid, and it's getting chunky puff. It's getting crazy. But yes, you'll definitely be seeing more of him. He's my little superstar. He's so beautiful.
Y'all see that chin?
He's my little superstar. But yeah, that's our story. That's our story. We're going to put in as many clips as we can. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, more of Maceo to come. More to come. Our baby.
Thumbs up, like, share,
Subscribe. And we'll definitely have some more for you soon. More family life content. More music on the way too. You already know. He'll be in the studio soon too. But you can definitely expect more from us.
For sure.
And we have a super big announcement soon. So stay tuned. We love you guys. And we'll talk to you soon. Say bye, baby. Get a good view of Mace before we go.
Mace, do what I touch.
Say bye, baby.